Hey, what is up folks, and welcome to the Hall of Mods, a brand new series focusing on and showcasing the mods of the ARK Survival Ascended. For this episode, we're gonna be shining lights on the Dzungariotherium, a Chinese paraceratherium that was made possible by some of the most talented devs out there. It is worth mentioning that this modded creature was only made in 30 days. Yes, you heard that right, this mod was only made in 30 days, and all the credit goes to the devs who are Rebecca from Dark Age TV, Tristan, Mort Kaiser, Clay, and Vika. So without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, we're going to be taking a look at the creature design. The Dzungariotherium generally represents the paraceratherium, and that is pretty obvious as to why. But it has some really distinct features like the thick scales on the legs. They do also have a small horn on their nostrils, along with sharp canines, which pairs well with the angry eyes to give them a pretty menacing face. And one other difference is that they are substantially larger than the paracer. I mean, these things are huge. Now let's see where you can find the Dzungariotherium. Finding one should not be a hassle, since these creatures take up the paracer spawn points. I've been actively finding these in the swamp, the outskirts of the redwoods, and sometimes in the grasslands. And of course, they do spawn on the other maps because they also come in different variants. So here are the variants. This one is the Scorched Earth variant, and that one is the Aberration variant. I should also mention that there's an Alpha variant as well, which is even crazier looking. So I'm gonna showcase that towards the end of the video, so make sure you stay till the end. Next comes the taming process. Taming these guys is relatively easy, believe it or not. They're candid knockouts and easily performed through trapping the creature in the standard boxy traps. Just like what I'm doing here. What makes taming these even easier is that you're not obligated to exactly aim at their heads. You can still deal torpor while shooting at their bodies. Fire a couple of cannonballs until knocked unconscious, but be careful, they have a really unique unconsciousness animation because they just don't flop to the ground, so you might miss it. And then you're gonna want to feed a superior kibble, and the rest is just the waiting game. On to the most exciting part, the abilities. After taming, you're gonna go ahead and craft their saddle, which is unlockable at level 50. And they do also have an additional saddle unlockable at level 60, and that one is the real deal. The saddles are craftable inside the smithy, and these are their requirements. So this is how the standard saddle looks. It has some really decent details on it. I really like how it wraps around the tail for support. And this is how the armor saddle looks. This has to be the most amazing saddle ever, look-wise. It's got even more insane details to it. It turns the creature into a terrifying war beast, a living weapon that makes enemies tremble. What gets me excited is the horn piece. It really gives me a dark fantasy vibe, if you know what I'm talking about. And I should also mention that you get 50% weight reduction with the standard saddle, but not with the armor saddle. With the armor saddle, you get twice the armor. So be smart on how you use each. When riding on a Dzungariotherium, you get the keybinds overlay on the right side of your screen, so it is pretty straightforward. You've got the stomp as your standard attack, next swing with the right click, C is the mega stomp, and X is the block stance where the damage dealt is even more reduced. They also have a crazy taunt ability whereby you deal extra 10% damage and gain a fast health regen buff, but be careful, that is also going to trigger nearby creatures to come and attack you. Before we take a look at the damage output, let's check out their body animations. This is the Zung walking, running, left click attack, right click attack, C attack, extends, and the taunt. I should also mention that they naturally come with 15% damage reduction due to their thick skin, which makes them also resistant to bleeding. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot about the most important feature of these guys. You can actually make them sit down. And likewise stand up. Now let's get into some fights, shall we? As you can see, we're fighting off a couple of Rexes here, and they have this thing where the damage gradually increases. Not sure of the rate, but it is pretty amazing. I'm gonna activate the taunt in a second and see for yourself how the damage numbers shoots up. My Zung here is a max level with 43 points into damage, and we were able to deal close to 1000. That is without breeding and imprint or pumping any levels, without a mate boost or other boost. And yeah, you can also harvest meats and corpses with these, which is a huge plus for a herbivore. And in all honesty, they're really not all that slow for their size. In fact, they're decently fast. Now we move on to the big deal. Can they boss? Well, I gathered my Zong and went to an obelisk. And yes, they can enter the boss arenas. With all the crazy damage output and the buffs and the resistances, you will walk through the fight without breaking a sweat. As you can see, I haven't even brought half of them. That's about 8 of them, and we're already doing pretty good. Keep in mind these are not imprinted and are not even leveled up. And what's so exciting about these is seeing them using their other attacks as well, like the Mega Stun, which is critical for high damage output. And there we go, we were able to defeat the Broodmother with only 8 Dzungariotherium. And yeah, that is the sheer power of these creatures, folks. So before we end off the video, I just want to show you the alpha variant of these, and I'm gonna just spawn it in, and no, I'm not gonna get out of the creative mode because this thing is terrifying. So 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, take a good look at this beast. I like how they have battle scars and a really long horn. This is insane looking. And if you go ahead and kill the alpha, you're gonna get some of the most insane loots. Like, look at these saddles, man. The Zungs will be unstoppable with these armors. Alrighty folks, I think this is going to be it for this episode. If you did enjoy, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help grow the channel. And I'll meet you all up in the next episode. Bye bye.